Okay, today I'll be playing HetaOni Chapter 1. So, it is a text-based roleplay game. Sadly, there are no pictures. So, let's begin. Oh, and just a note, I played a little bit of it, and when you see a blue word like this, it's an action. You click on it, and your actions that you pick kind of decide the outcome of the game. So it's tailored depending on what your action is. So let's begin. A deserted house on a mountain about 3 hours on foot from the world summit place. No one knows how long it has been there or who used to live in it. Rumors had it that it was haunted. It started again. This time it's the 4 former members of the Axis standing in front of the house. They look at the house with mild boredom. A blue butterfly is flying in the background, but only Prussia notices it. She says nothing. Well, Italy starts, breaking the silence. Who would have thought it? Eh. He smiles. It's really here. For a moment, it seems no one will speak. Japan frowns. I thought it was just a rumor. I never thought we would actually find it. It has such a desolate feel, Prussia notes. Not bad, but I've seen more desolate places in my heart. Germany rolls his eyes. Russia, no one cares. He then continues. Besides, I don't feel this place is that interesting anyway. Japan nods in agreement, adding, can't we just look at it from the outside and then go back? I've got better things to do than explore a rotting building. Italy looks at him, still smiling, and shrugs. Please, he says, as if talking to a child. After all the trouble we went into, just to find this place, it'd be a waste not to go in for a little while, unless you're afraid of dying. Japan momentarily glares at Italy, but the Italian has already left to enter the house. Japan huffs out, annoyed, and follows him. Prussia glances to Germany before likewise entering. Germany stands aside alone in the silence. He's not sure if he really wants to enter. So our options were blue butterfly, enter, or don't enter. I kind of want to see what would happen if I clicked don't enter. I guess I'll go back and do the other choices, but I want to try this one. Germany throws its arms in the air. I am not going in there. I am not doing that. Even they were able to see the house. He had gotten very, very bad vibes. He does not want to enter. He backs away from the house. If they want to waste time in the house, they can, he decides. He turns around and walks away, ignoring a sinking feeling in his stomach. He approaches the gate and reaches out to open it. It creaks. For a moment he hesitates and looks back. Russia is back there, and for some reason, Italy and Japan are also back there, and somehow he feels like he's betraying them. He shakes it off. He's not betraying them. He's just not going to hang around wasting time. Where's the betrayal in that? Besides, even if it was in some bizarre way hurtful, it wasn't like they had never given him grief over something before. Germany looks back at the house. It looms over him, and despite the distance, almost eerily, he looks back to outside and takes a step out. Attempts to take a step out. Take a step out. But nothing happens. It's like he's walking into an invisible wall. Germany straightens up. Did he just hear wolf escape like that? Germany slowly turns around and flinches. He tries to take a step away, but all he feels is that strange invisible wall. Your contract not fulfilled. What do you want from me? Germany cries. It's a great monster. He doesn't understand. Prussia always said that the only real monsters were fellow humans and nations. What's with contract breaker? What contract? Germany yells, reaching for his lips. But the string sits claws at him, across his arms and chest. Germany falls to his knees, the pain of life. But he had felt such pain before. Why was his body already giving him death to contract break? It approached him. It raised its arms again. Germany tried to get past the pain to defend himself. Come on, do it for Prussia. Germany thinks, reaching for his weapon. Breaker. Germany cracks his lips, snapping the thing at the thing's arm. It rose ferociously, and then Germany never got to register what happened. It happened so fast. Losing your head is never fun. What the heck? How did it already get a bad end? You know what? So do you want to enter, or should we get the blue butterfly? We'll enter. Let's see if we can prolong it. The x-axis look around the hallway of the house. They don't notice the blue butterfly on the wall. Germany sniffs uncontrollably, but otherwise says nothing. He briefly looks at his brother, who is simply looking around the hallway with a little surprise. Italy is passive. Japan simply looks like he's about ready to kill someone. It's clear he really doesn't want to be here. Italy places his hands on his hips. It's clear that I thought. He glances to Japan and smiles. Certainly not rotting, is it, Japan? Just smile. Japan says nothing, choosing to instead fold his arms. Germany looks at the floor. Look, can we go now? Russia looks at him surprised. What's the matter with us? Don't tell me you're scared. So, should we just smash, or... We're gonna click the blue butterfly. I just want to see what's the butterfly. But closer inspection, Japan notices. Hey, what's with this blue butterfly? Yes, Italy pales, but nobody noticed. He casually walks over. Looks like a bit of graffiti, he says, but almost tackles Japan when he sees him reaching out to touch it. Don't do that! Italy yells as the two land on the floor. Why? What's wrong? It's just a painting on the wall. Brush touches the butterfly and it suddenly becomes alive, fluttering onto him, dissolving, engulfing the floor, blinding everyone with a bright blue light. When it disappears, Prussia was standing in the room looking confused. What? He starts. He doesn't know what just happened to him. Italy rests his hand in his hands. Dio, please don't let this have any consequence. He looks up and sees it, the thing that has been plaguing him for who knows how long. Centuries must have been. Run! Italy yells and grabs to his feet. Quickly! He runs. They run. Japan runs to the kitchen, but the thing follows the others upstairs. Germany hides in the first room. He sees. The thing continues to follow the other two. Italy runs upstairs, expecting it to chase him. But it doesn't. It's going up to Prussia, but why? The magic. Italy runs and runs back downstairs. Its back Prussia into a corner. Italy jumps on its back, distracting it briefly, and Prussia flees. Annoyed, it grabs Italy and smashes him against the wall, holding them both against it. Italy coughs and holds its arm, trying to breathe, but nothing happens. Prussia sees it, and for a moment he looks indecisive. But his face hardens with resolve. Italy's eyes widen. Prussia just abandoned him. He just turned and ran away. The pressure around his neck grew. If he didn't get out of this soon, he'd snap. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? There is no good way to end this, is there? Okay, so we went back to the second one with once you entered, when they look around, and I clicked blue butterfly, but now we know how that ends. I guess we shouldn't. Hold on. Ignore that. Okay, so apparently we should not be clicking these blue butterflies, because they just keep getting us killed. So, oh, wait. Crap. This was never mind. So, we'll click the Sabash. What was that? Germany cries, grabbing his brother's arm. He's such a wimp. Oh my god. I mean, it's understandable considering their situation, but he is a wimp. It was just a plate. Wait, they don't know it's a plate. Oops. If you've played HetaOni, or I think AoOni too, I know HetaOni starts with the whole entering and the plate smashing. I'm not sure about AoOni because I haven't played it yet. Quite yet. But I'm getting to it. So, let us continue. Germany cries, grabbing his brother's arm. Prussia places a hand on his younger brother's shoulder to calm him, but says nothing. They all stare down the hall, saying nothing. Germany swallows. I think we should go now. Japan looks at him unimpressed. Germany, stop being silly, he orders. It's just an old house. There's nothing to be scared of, well, apart from us. Where are you going? Italy asks when Japan starts leaving the group. He stops walking and looks back to them. See what the noise was? Prussia glances to Germany, then back to Japan. Careful, Japan. The ghost might eat you. Seriously? Germany suppresses the whimper and looks at his brother, a little annoyed by the mocking comment. Shut up, Prussia. I'll be back in a minute. He continues walking, leaving the group. And that's the only blue word, so onward. Japan enters the kitchen. The first thing he notices when the plate is broken. is the broken plate. Oh my gosh. He walks up to it and looks over it before getting down to one knee. He picks up one of the shards and he picks up one of the shards. After all, they could come in useful. Extra weaponry and tools hadn't killed anyone. Well, other than
Are you okay?
he picks up some of the shards. After all, that could come in useful. Extra weaponry and tools hadn't killed anyone. Well, other than the people who didn't carry the extra arsenal. Seeing nothing else, he decides to leave the kitchen and go back to the others. He doesn't look around the kitchen much, so he doesn't see another blue butterfly on the wall. Japan feels the shards in his pocket. It's not clear how the plate smashed, but he thinks it must have been the wind. Nothing weird about a broken plate. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm not clicking blue butterfly because I have played just a tiny bit of it before. I didn't get very far. I had clicked blue butterfly and it ended with, I believe, Japan dying. I'm not quite sure who it was, but I think it was either Japan or Italy. So it winded up with a bad end. I think it was Japan. So we're gonna click broken plate. It's not clear how the plate smashed, but he thinks it must have been the wind. Nothing weird about a broken plate. Why would there be wind in an empty house? How? Japan's eyes widen once he reaches where his allies should have been. He finds it abandoned with no one else around. Did they leave after all? He wonders. He frowns. How regrettable. Well, might as well leave too. He decides opening the front door. Or rather, attempts to open the front door. Nothing happens. Surprised, he rattles the knob several times, but to no avail. It seems to be locked. Did they lock me in? He knows they couldn't have. With what key? But before his thoughts can drift anymore, he's already stopped caring. He looks the door over. Well, it was a nice door while it lasted. He kicks the door down, or rather, again, he tries to. Nothing happens, other than a lot of pain shooting through his leg. He flinches and leans against the wall. To let his leg recover, he hisses. As he tries to think through the pain, he briefly wonders how kicking it down didn't work. He had kicked down plenty of times before. Why did it not work this time? He shrugs it off and stands back on his 2 feet. He takes out his sword. Well, this should certainly work. But nothing happens as he flushes the door. The wood isn't damaged at all. He can't even make out a scratch on its surface. What is this, a magic door? He accidentally exclaims before hitting it in frustration. He stands there for a few seconds before attempting to open it again. As expected, nothing has changed. The door has remained locked. He sighs. He'll have to find another exit. Japan wanders around the first floor, but discovers he can't enter any of the rooms with the exception of the kitchen. Everything was locked. He breathes in deeply, trying not to get frustrated. He decides that the rooms all being locked is curious, not frustrating. He wanders around a bit before entering the left wing of the house. When he walks around the corner, he freezes. His body goes limp, suddenly paralyzed with fear. He doesn't understand why he would react like that. Nothing scares him, but he does. He simply freezes in place. Ahead of him, he sees it looks like a gray giant. He can't see much from far away. It seems to be standing with its back to him, and it has an overly large head and an unnervingly muscular body. He opens his mouth. We're gonna, just because out of logic and playing HetaOni, we're gonna stay calm. Japan quietly closes his mouth again. The thing enters the bathroom. He can move again. His breathing is irregular. Why is he reacting like this? There is no reason to be afraid. He's Japan. Does not get afraid. He rests his back against the wall and sinks to his knees, trying to be calm. He doesn't understand why, but something deep inside him had felt unparalleled fear when he saw that thing. He hopes he can get over the fear. If that thing had attacked him, he would have been powerless to defend himself. He hadn't been able to move his body. It had been terrifying. He looks up at the ceiling. What is this place? He sighs. They should have listened to Germany and just have left while they had the chance. They were such... He gets to his feet and walks up to the door the thing had disappeared behind. Despite fear, he wants to know if it's still there. He reaches for the door, a little nervous, and discovers it is locked. Small sigh of relief and a little frustration. He decided not to think too much about the incident. Japan leaves. Since there isn't anything else to do on the first floor, he goes upstairs. He'd already tried a few windows, but those didn't budge either. He was starting to wonder if he was perhaps trapped. The notion was ridiculous, but, well, with everyone mysteriously gone, Japan shook his head. He shared that there was a reasonable explanation for everything. Hold on just a second. Ignore that. Ignore that. We'll keep going. Japan sighs. Oh wow, lots of words. Japan sighs in relief. On the second floor, he discovers an unlocked door. Once again, though, he fails to notice the blue butterfly. He enters and looks around. There is a bookshelf in the corner. The books are all black. He looks at the bed and his eyes widen a little with surprise. What's Germany's whip doing here? He thinks to himself, but pockets the item. Shrugging it off, he continues. If the whip is here, then presumably so are his friends. So they have left. Again, he ignores any feelings of being trapped. He discovers another open door and enters. There are more black books in the corner, but the curtain interests him more. It's shaking. So, should we click black, blue butterfly, more black books, or it's shaking? The choices. So many choices. We'll just continue with the bottom. We can go back and look at the other ones later. It might be some bonus, maybe with bonus episodes. Or maybe. Yeah, maybe. Japan inks it open and something flinches. He can't see anything, it's black. But the person comes into the light and looks at him. Germany? Japan exclaimed. The man is a shivering mess. He says nothing, he just stares. Germany, why are you still here? I thought you left and... Japan stops and continues staring at Germany before massaging his forehead. Germany isn't reacting to him at all. He sighs. Can you at least tell me if the others are still here? He asks. Germany continues shaking. Japan rolls his eyes and looks around the room. I'll get you a glass of water. Maybe that'll calm you down. Germany doesn't reply. Japan closes the curtain and leaves them in the room. Japan enters the kitchen. Again, he doesn't notice the blue butterfly. He continues to the sink and turns it on. But nothing comes out. He stares at it in disbelief, but then soon got frustrated and hit it. Stupid thing. He mutters and walks away. He can't get water there. He'll have to go elsewhere. He walks to the west wing again. He remembers a bathroom being there. He looks at the toilet in the room and smirks for a moment. It occurs then that he could give toilet water to Germany. It'd be hilarious. But maybe he shouldn't. Should he? Oh man. The two things I want to fuck with him, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll take this over. Oh my god. Japan smiles and takes the toilet water. This is too good a chance to miss. He hurriedly makes his way back to Germany. When he gets there, he tears the curtain open. Germany, I brought you some water. Drink it, Japan orders, holding out the water. To his surprise, Germany is not only no longer shaking, he seems to be able to speak. Is this water? He asks, after looking at it suspiciously. Japan stares at him, frowning. No, it's a whale. Just drink it already. Germany hesitates, reaching up for the glass before slapping Japan's hand away at the last second. I don't trust you. You drink it. We're not gonna drink it. It's toilet water. Japan looked at I'm sorry. Japan looked at the glass a moment before thrusting it into Germany's hands. Just drink it already, he orders. Germany looks away. Fine. Wait, I forgot. Japan looked at the glass a moment before thrusting it into Germany's hands. Just drink it already, he orders. Germany looks away. Fine, he mutters, and then hesitantly takes a sip. Not tasting anything fishy, he finishes the glass. Thank you, I guess, he says, handing the glass back to Japan. Japan doesn't take it, instead covering his mouth with his hand. Are you smiling? Germany asks. Japan shakes his head, turning his back to him. He removes his hand, smile on his face. He coughs, trying to suppress a laugh. So, Germany. He starts, looking back to Germany. But he looks like he's in immense pain. Germany, Japan asks. He looks at the empty glass. Germany is gripping his stomach. What did you put in that? He demands. I can't. He continues. He falls to his side. Japan runs up to him. But he was already in front of him. How do you run up to somebody when you're already in front of them? Germany. Yes. He frowns. So, toilet water. Definitely not drinkable. But this reaction was more similar to being poisoned. Hey, Germany, stop playing dead. Get up, he says, shaking him. Germany doesn't react. It seems he was going to take a little longer than usual for him to recover from poisoning. It must have been quite strong. Germany, Japan asks. He sits and waits. He'll come around. Japan says as he waits. Several hours later, Germany hasn't moved. Japan is curled up in a ball. He can't accept something. Some sort of horrible. He doesn't mind people dying, but he doesn't want to die. He'll come around, Japan mutters, staring in his face. He'll come around. Are you well, that was we're seeing. So we went back to whether you take the toilet water or not, so we're not going to take it. Japan shakes his head. No, he is not a childish nation. Such jokes were beneath him. He continues onwards. There is a mirror in the sink on the toilet room. He looks at the mirror. It's dusty, he can't see himself. He turns the tap on. Water comes out. Not much, but it was better than nothing. At least this one's working, he mutters, filling up a cup that's stood next to the sink. As he takes them, he briefly glances in the mirror. Having filled the cup, he goes to give Germany. Oh my gosh. Should we look at the mirror, or should we give him the water? I'm wanting to give Germany the water, but I kind of want to know what he sees in the mirror. But what if the Oni is behind him? Then he'd just die. But I want to know. He almost drops the glass. Staring back is... Oh, we see the option. Okay. Well, it is and isn't him. The color is wrong. The mirror is oddly clear. He has brown eyes and is wearing white instead of black. His hair seems slightly brown as opposed to his pure black hair. He blinks, but the image is gone. All he sees is a dusty mirror, so dirty that he can't see himself. He sighs and continues getting the mirror. Getting the water. Getting the mirror. What? Before leaving to go and give Germany. Oh! So he saw his alternate first player Japan. Oh, that is cool. Well, yeah. There we go. Give Germany the water. Japan enters the room and opens the curtain. Germany, I brought you some water. Drink it. Japan orders, holding up the water. To his surprise, Germany is not only no longer... Okay. So, there's that. Japan clicks don't drink. Okay. So he doesn't die this time. Just drink it already, he orders. Germany looks away. Fine. Okay, we know that. So... Seeing as you've calmed down, care to explain what happened? He asks, turning around to look at him. Again, Germany looks away. I'm not sure. At any rate, we ran for our lives. I don't know where they are in. Germany falls silent and looks down. Japan massages his forehead, doing his best to ignore his growing frustration. Thank you for your helpfulness, he says. I'll go look for them. You stay here. Germany looks up to him. Thanks. I don't want to hear it. Stay out of sight. Japan looks at him reflectively. I found... Not finding his words, he gives up and takes out a key, showing it to him. Found this, he says. Japan walks over and looks at it. All Japan says, taking the key. as said, stay out of sight. Japan leaves the room and goes to find a door that the key will fit into. And if you've ever played HetaOni, it is, I believe, the library room where Japan originally called Oni. After some searching, there's two choices. Oh my gosh, there's like 2 or 3 choices. After some searching, he finds that the key fits into a door on the first floor. It's sadly not the front door. That would have been too easy. He opens it. It creaks. Most doors do. He looks around the library. Ha! I told you. It is filled with more black books. The door closes behind him. He looks behind and quickly tries to open the door. It opens. He sighs in relief. It must have been a wind or something. He also has the key. No need to worry about being locked in. Right? He walks further into this library. He feels like he's being watched. He walks around the library but sees no one. Paranoia, Japan mutters under his breath. He doesn't see any of the butterfly. He sees the books. He could take one, but he shouldn't. He has better things to do. Okay, so what do we cook? Do we cook that? Do we cook that? Do we cook that? Well, I'm wondering what's going on with these books. Like, they're just books, right? Better things to do. Wait. Right. Sorry. He looks around. Other than more bookcases, there isn't much but a large table. He walks over to it, looking things over. Just more books, a few papers, and then he sees something rather odd lying on the table. He picks it up and examines it. This is. He looks it over. An ordinary rice ball. What's it doing here? There's a sudden creaking sound. Japan turns up. Alert. His hand immediately reaches for her katana. Hello? Italy? Russia? He walks to where the noise is coming from. As he walks around the corner, he sees it. It's the great giant from earlier. It's running to him. It looks more terrifying up close. Luckily, his body doesn't paralyze from the unknown fear. He runs away, running to the door. Something told him that a fight would be pointless. He finds the door locked. But I didn't lock it, Japan thinks. He reaches into his pocket for the key, only to find that missing too. For a moment, he feels like he can't move. But his mind still races and manages to focus on searching the library for the key. It must have simply fallen out of this pocket or something. The thing is upon him. He dodges it, taking out his katana and slicing it between the legs. Oh, ow. The thing groans and falls forward in an attempt to catch him. He slides beneath the thing and runs away, searching for the key. If it simply fell out, which it must have, it had to be lying on the floor somewhere. The thing is, it has stopped running? Why did it stop running? It's walking like... Japan continues searching for the key. Never mind what the thing was up to. Finding the key is more important than figuring out what the thing was doing, other than attempting to kill him. Simply impossible, apparently. Japan finds the key on the floor. He grins. Yes, he yells. The thing looks up and suddenly starts running. Japan runs too, but it catches him by his shoulders. Still, Japan ignores the fact that he is by all means caught and he's running. The epaulets on his shoulder are torn off as a result. He runs for the exit, fumbling with the key. Why are his hands shaking? He tries to still them. The thing is approaching, but he ignores the danger. The thing isn't important. Unlocking the door and leaving is. He manages to get the key and hurriedly unlocks it. He slams the door shut behind him and leans against the door, as if he is enough to stop the thing from getting out. He leans against the door and tries to even out his breath. Once he has calmed down, he holds his breath and his head in his hands. What on earth was that thing? He mutters, sinking to his knees. And we have completed chapter 1. That is all that is up right now, is chapter 1. So, yeah.